I'm
Good morning. I'm Gina Terusio,
Alicia.
and we're here with Latah 411. This is our podcast showing you the awesome pieces of Latah County business, all of the fun people and businesses here. This morning, we are with Deanna Bren, our fabulous new friend, the director of Festival Dance. Deanna, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
We're glad to have you here. So tell us about Festival Dance. There's some cool pieces that I didn't even know this morning.
Well, I think what is interesting is that Festival Dance is more than just a dance academy, which is what most people know us by. They know that we run a fabulous academy with professional dance instructors who teach at the University of Idaho and also teach your littles through the community all the way up to point level. But a lot of people don't realize that we actually have three very distinct purposes, and that we are not just tied to Latah County, but we're also tied to both sides of the border, Washington State and Idaho State. We service constituency in Whitman County, up in Benewah, and even down in Nez Perce. We reach out and help serve 19 distinct communities, rural communities, in order to bring the arts to the people and the people to the arts. So do you want me to just continue from there? How do you want me to handle it?
Go right ahead. Yeah, tell us all of it. That's awesome. So it's way wider spread than I first understood. I mean, I knew dance and arts were important to the region, but you're way more regional than I knew. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it is really exciting. So typically on a normal year, we bring 3 to 4 professional touring dance and music companies to the greater Palouse area. We bus kids from all over the area to the Gladish Community Center for huge youth reach programs. Sometimes, 600 to 900 students who attend those programs. And then we also travel with those same companies to different schools. Like last February, we were at Troy Elementary. We always go down to Lapaway to work with the Nez Perce tribe there. And we bring these diverse companies because most of our students don't have any other opportunity to see live professional music and dance of this caliber. And we do it for free. That's part of our job as an arts organization. We write a number of grants to get the funding from the states and from national levels and even local organizations to help us do this big piece, because the arts really does enrich our whole community. It enriches the lives of those who are growing up here and those who live here. And then the last piece that we do is we also bring these companies in public performance so that, just the common person can attend a performance at a reasonable price. They don't have to travel to Seattle or to Portland to see a professional dance and music company. It gives us the opportunity to have the arts right here local.
Very cool.
I think I saw my first Nutcracker as a result of Festival Dance, if I'm not mistaken. It was probably, I don't know, 10 or 12, maybe 15 years ago. It was so awesome. I'd never experienced ballet like that before. It was awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah, we typically bring the Nutcracker every other season. This would have been our Nutcracker season. We were scheduled to bring a new company this year. We had brought Ballet Victoria last fall for their Ballet Rocks performance. They were so amazing that all of our audience was just like, please bring them back. Please bring their creativity. So we had contracted with them to come do their version of the Nutcracker. It's a little bit more modern version called The Gift at the Beasley. And unfortunately, when COVID hit, the borders were shut down. So that was really obvious that we were not going to be able to bring them across the border. So we worked with the company we worked with in the past to bring Eugene Ballet back. And unfortunately, it was just really apparent by the middle of the summer that with everything happening, we just wouldn't be able to do something like that. So
Which
right
is
now,
sad.
that
I wanted
opportunity.
to bring my kids this year.
I know, but you know what you can do
What?
is we're going to have a link available because Ballet Victoria is so creative that they changed their studio space into their own theater space.
Cool.
And they are currently doing a live performance of The Little Prince. It's very socially distanced. It's only seating a very small amount of people, but they are going to provide us a link to that performance. So at least your kids can see a performance by a professional company, you know, from the comfort and safety of their home. So
And where can people find that link?
they'll find it on our website next week. Yes.
Awesome. So Deanna, let's talk about this a minute. So talk to me about the effects of COVID and how you're getting around them. Are you not dancing live at this point? Can't kids come to the festival dance classes yet?
Okay, so COVID did have some pretty significant impact on us, just like most people. You know, we were just shut down from the get-go completely. So we weren't able to have our year-end fundraiser or our recital for our students. We weren't able to do our June intercession, which is a big thing. A lot of families really like to do that when their kids are not in school. We were able in July to offer classes out on the university tennis courts and downstairs in the memorial gym. So we did have our diehard students who really still wanted to be able to dance come out for that. And we did have some new students try during that time. So that was exciting. Then in August, we had already committed to hiring our new dance director, Colleen Bilas, and she came and joined us and did a back to dance boot camp in August. We were able to be back in the studio. The university is amazing. Their cleaning protocol is top notch. The air in the studio is circulated every hour and it's only in the studio. So we really feel confident that we can offer classes for our students there. We follow a safety protocol on how they come into the building. You know, of course, they have to wear masks. Once they are situated in their spot, while they're doing the exercise, they can use a lanyard and just pull their mask down. But it's really the parents' decision what they're comfortable with, how they want to handle it. So we do have students dancing in the studio every day, Monday through Saturday. We have a large array of classes from 3-year-olds all the way through adults. So even those of us that, you know, are older, that just need to get a chance to get out of the house and move a little bit, there's opportunities to come and take some conditioning classes or some beginning ballet. So we're really trying to stay as hands-on as we can, offering that personal option for people in our community to be able to dance. So now on the other side, you know, of course we can't be bringing professional touring companies. Most of our venues are closed. You know, there's no way we could bring a company to Gladish and bus in hundreds of students. So we're really looking at what options do we have. Well, for this fall, we have some virtual options. And for February, we are working really hard. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to put together an in-piece performance, but we have Tango del Solo, who is a family Argentine flamenco dance group, who is going to be bringing tango and music. Ana Maria Moretta is the lead on that, and she's a beautiful harpist. And they're up for a Grammy Award right now, actually. Their album is it's been in the top 10 in the classic charts for the last month and a half. So they are planning to come. We are under contract with them to be at the Universal Ballroom here on campus, which normally you could seat 800 people, but because of COVID, we would seat 200, socially distanced, specially ticketed audience members.
Wow.
So that is what we're still trying really hard to put together. There's a lot of floating pieces out there. if push comes to shove and we have to go virtual, we will at least have a virtual option for our constituency. And then the other group that we had contracted with, they were supposed to be here this coming month, was Cleo Parker Robinson Dance Ensemble. And they are an amazing all-Black company out of Utah that is touring and bringing a special performance called Four Journeys. And it's about diversity, more about the Latino side of diversity, actually. And they received a special grant from the government to help tour with this performance. We are still trying to put that piece together because their choreography and their performance really requires a venue that allows for specific lighting and exits and entrances. So we're just really hoping that we can put that together for late April. So we're still working hard.
I believe that. It's fascinating, the width and breadth of what festival dance actually brings to us. I think it happens behind the scenes that we don't always know the work involved. I mean, I'm hearing that, there's lighting and all of this. I know it happens with every event, but these things seem so seamless on the other side. So let's talk about the business of festival dance. And when we talked before the podcast today, we spoke about the fact that this is a nonprofit business, and there's that nuance there that's different than most of the businesses we talk to. But you're also an arts organization, so there's a couple nuances here that are different. Talk to us about how life as an arts nonprofit, in your opinion, is different than the run-of-the-mill business, I don't know that you can say that, the regular businesses, the for-profit businesses.
Right, it's very different than, like maybe being an entrepreneur of a business, and in the midst of COVID, you can, make some really strict decision, life-changing decisions about how you run your business and what you do and what you don't do. We are so tied to grant processes. We write a number of grants, national grants, some of them 2 years in advance, saying this is what we plan to do, and this is, how we're going to do it, and this is how we're going to measure what we're doing. So a lot of what we do is tied to the education that we bring to students and to our teachers. It's tied to the actual artist and what they can bring here. So when we have companies that cannot tour, that changes the whole dynamic. When we have venues that won't, they're just not even open. They're not even allowed to open right now. That changes what can we do, and we don't maybe have quite as much flexibility, as what maybe an entrepreneur might have. So we have to keep going back to those. Okay, what are our basic premises? What are we doing and what can we do? And going back to the arts organizations and saying, if we do this virtual piece, what does it have to look like? And how do we have to change our measures? And, like when we went virtual last spring, we put stuff up on our website that was free because we just wanted students to be able to have something. We do a Discover Dance piece directly in the schools where we teach 3 distinct classes through hip hop. And we couldn't do that. We couldn't go directly into the schools. The students weren't there. So we put those videotape performances up on our website just so the students could access it. They could do the classes at home. They could have that opportunity to learn about dance, to learn some new moves. But we had no way to measure that at that time. It wasn't even on our thought list. We were just trying to put our stuff out there so that students wouldn't, feel like they were just left with nothing. So, now we have to go, okay, how are we going to measure that piece, and how are we going to make a component so there's feedback, and there's just different pieces that are all tied together into our funding and what we do and how we do it that really is very challenging right now. Just even in the midst of just trying to survive, like we're all trying to do. So.
Yeah. I anticipate or at least in my own experience, dance is far more fun when it's live. So I get you, I hear you. And that's tough when you don't have that ability to experience it physically. And yes, we can all watch the videos and watch the simulcasts and things like that, but it's not the same. What do you anticipate for the coming year as far as the way you're going to produce what your products are? You're gonna try as much as you can to do the in-person with a quarter of the people? Is that, we're working with those kind of restrictions, right?
That's exactly what I'm working with right now. So when I look at like Tango del Solo in February, doing a small public performance, maybe doing 2 of them back to back if we need to. How am I going to handle the youth reach part for my students? It means going back to principals and educators and saying, at what point are you going to be comfortable having a dance company come to your location? Do I send only one dancer to, your group of 50 students, and then we have the rest audio? It's looking at how we can do it to still meet the need and provide the arts education, provide the opportunity, but doing it in a way that's, safe and consistent with their safety protocol. So it means reinventing the wheel on how we've operated and on what we've been from every aspect.
It is definitely one of those moments where reinventing the wheel has a far more positive impact than not. So my final question for you, and I don't know right now if I should ask, because you're doing kind of an uphill climb right now, but 5-10 years from now, when you're ready to hand over the reins, 20 years from now, when you're ready to hand over the reins to a new executive director of Festival Dance, what do you tell them? What's your top 3 things that you tell this new director to help them be successful?
Well, I think the key thing is, what I've learned, like even last year working with Paul Dustruber, the artistic director at Ballet Victoria, I couldn't imagine being the artist behind everything and the dancer, as well as trying to do my job. And, I just learned the amount of tenacity that's needed and the discipline and the focus to live in the arts, to live and breathe in the arts. And so I just have kind of rolled that forward into what we need to exist as an arts organization. We need to have the same disciplines as a professional dancer, that same tenacity, that same vigor, that same passion for what they're doing. So I think even though I feel like I'm pushing boulders uphill right now, and there's boulders falling out underneath me as I'm doing it, it's just a realization that Festival Dance has been here for better than 40 years. And it's been because of that tenacity, because of that passion for what we believe in and what we're doing and the mission of the organization that we still exist today, and that I hope that we will still exist 10 years from now or 20 years from now, even when I've moved on, because I think the arts themselves have an intrinsic nature to be flexible and to fill in the gaps that, our life during hard times misses. It's funny because my husband's not an artist, and, when this all happened, he goes, "Oh, you're just going to go away." And I said, "No." I said, look at history. Look at history. The arts have been what have kept people glued together during the toughest times. So we will still be here. We will be different, but we will still be here.
That positive moment. Oh, yes. I'm going to replay this podcast about 10 times for the positivity right there. Tell me how people can find information about Festival Dance.
Okay, probably the best way is through our website. We are festivaldance.org, and we're always flipping new stuff up on our website. One of the things we're doing right now is, like I said, this next week, we're gonna have a link to the Little Prince, a live performance, a full-length live performance that will not just be like watching a YouTube video. It will be exciting, and it will be entertaining and educational. But we're also doing a virtual champagne benefit for our constituency. Every year we do a champagne gala because we are about entertainment. We invite our supporters and our special guests and friends to come join us for dinner and a drink and a toast to the dance. Well, we can't do it in person, so we are doing it virtually this year. We're going to film at the 1912 Center and show a little bit of their new remodel, which will be fun, and show some pieces of dance that our students are doing. We're going to focus on one of our dancers who came back. She grew up here. She went through dance with Festival Dance for a number of years, and then she went on to get a professional dance degree at the Conservatory in Boston, and she would be dancing professionally this year if it wasn't for COVID. So she's back here. It's Simone Wolfhurst, and she's teaching for us. So we'll give our people a chance to get reacquainted with her and also meet our new dance director, Colleen. And we'll have some fun and do some raffles. And but the other fun piece is that we're going to door drop gala baskets, no, gala bags, that's what I should call it, on the doorsteps of our donors so that they have something to toast us with and a couple little treats. So they feel that they're a part of things, you know, it's not just one way, it's not just watching a screen, it's, you know, they're part of us and we're part of them. We're in this together. So that's what we have planned for the next few weeks. So if people go to the website, they can find out more information about that. If they want to participate, you don't have to just be a guest who would typically be invited. Anyone in the community can be part of that. That is the one nice option about virtual, is anyone can you know, be part of something. So,
that's true.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that, and our academy is going to continue to run. We're doing small in-person performances for each class. Just parents are coming for this next season, but we are still doing dance classes. So, yeah.
Awesome. Alicia, you had a question about Facebook.
Do you have Facebook or Instagram?
We do have Facebook. Yes, we are Festival Dance and Performing Arts on Facebook, and we are on Instagram as well. Thank you.
I appreciate your time and sharing with us this morning, Deanna. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I am Gina Terusio.
I'm Alicia.
And we, as always, are pleased to have brought you Latah 411, the awesomeness that is Latah County, Idaho. Thanks for watching.